And I think we all know what happens to the goat. Hi everyone, I'm ZSH Plays. Welcome back to Building Jurassic Park. Today we're going to be adding everyone's favourite dinosaur into the park, Rexy. But before we do that, we're going to be building Triceratops Territory. So this is going to be a fairly sizable habitat on 2 levels with Triceratops, Euoplocephalus and Styracosaurus. The Styracosaurus does not get on with the Triceratops in this game, so it's going to be split into 2 different habitats to keep those guys happy. So we're here between the Jungle River Ride and the area that Carnivore Country is going to be built in, where the T-Rex lives, and we're going to be putting the Triceratops Territory here. Now in the book, Euoplocephalus and Styracosaurus appear on the list of species in the park on the computer screens, telling you how many of each species are present, or they think they're telling you how many members of each species are present, but it's never specified where they are. You never encounter them on the Jeep tour, nobody encounters them in the park after all hell breaks loose, so I'm guessing really where they were. To me it would make sense if they were in this territory here. They do stop in Stegosaurus South when they find the sick Stegosaurus, which is replaced with a Triceratops in the film. So, and they don't mention any other dinosaurs, so I'm guessing they were all in here, but that is a guess. If I've missed something, please let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it's never specified where either of those dinosaurs are, so I'm going to put them in here. Thanks for all your lovely comments on the last episode, by the way. Really enjoyed reading them. Some very nice ones there. Looks like I didn't actually make any mistakes in the last episode either, which is always good. I am going to be putting out a lot more of these videos over the next week. I intend to have Jurassic Park finished before Christmas. So it's Sunday today when this comes out. The next episode should be out on Tuesday, where we'll be building Stegosaurus South and Velociraptor Valley, which I'm really looking forward to. And then on Wednesday will be the final episode, where we are going to take a Jeep tour of the entire park and see everything in context. So make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, so that you can see those. It's time now to release the first of the animals for this enclosure, the Triceratops. What a majestic animal it is. Pretty noisy too. And now we're going to move on and start working on the second part of the habitat. So this is all going to be on raised terrain, so that the animals in here can still be seen from the Jeep tour. This is where the Styracosaurus is going to live, and then we'll also add some Euoplocephalus actually in with the Triceratops. Those guys are a bit smaller, so I want them closer to the front so that they can be seen. Talking of smaller dinosaurs, it's kind of a shame that there are no baby dinosaurs in this game. In the book, Grant and the kids actually encounter a baby Triceratops, and Lex discusses whether she could ride him. They call him Ralph, which is a great name. And apparently the baby Triceratops was actually built for the Jurassic Park film, but the scene where Lex was going to ride it ended up being deleted. It's time now to release the other 2 dinosaurs, Euoplocephalus and Styracosaurus, into the habitat, so we will take a look at that. This is the Euoplocephalus. He is pretty cute actually, for a big lad. And then we have the Styracosaurus, which is a bit more formidable. Much bigger. I really like the pattern on their crest, almost like false eyes. I think that's a really cool design idea. These guys are a lot noisier as well. And this is the finished habitat. I really like the way it looks with the 2 different species in there. Let's move on now and create Carnivore Country. So this is one of the most iconic habitats in the entire park for obvious reasons, and we actually know quite a bit about it from the book. It's pretty well described. We know that it has a lagoon in it where the baby T-Rex spends most of its time. Again, no babies in this game to add in, so that's the first thing that I'm going to put in there. And we also know that there is quite a lot of tree cover, because the T-Rex is described as shy, to grant surprise, and spends a lot of his time sort of hiding in the trees and then rushing out to eat a goat when the opportunity arises. I've purposefully made this enclosure pretty small so that the view for the guests is good, to try and keep the T-Rex as close to the fences as possible. And again, I've lowered the terrain to make sure that the guests are looking slightly down on it. And the park is really coming together nicely now. I love how you can see the sauropod swamp behind where we are here for the T-Rex enclosure, and then looming above it on the left we have the aviary. I'm really looking forward to getting this park finished so that wherever you are in it you can see little other bits of the park in the background. That's vistas and sightlines and things like that are one of my favourite things to do in these sorts of games with this and Planet Zoo as well. And yeah, it's starting to come together nicely now, this habitat. Just going to do some more terrain painting now and put some rocks in and make sure it looks as good as possible. So some more sand around the water, and I want like a path, a dirt path, not an actual man-made path, but like a path caused by where the T-Rex's enormous feet have been as he rushes in and out of the forest to eat goats, drink water, etc. Because he'll spend most of his time, or he would do in the book anyway, in this forest that I'm just expanding here. I've designed the whole enclosure so that the goat feeder, which is obviously such an iconic element of the whole Jurassic Park franchise, will be right up front and centre in the gap in between the lagoon and the road. But something that's slightly disappointing, I have to say, with this game is that the Jurassic Park era goat feeder, although it has a pole with a chain on it for the goat so that it looks like the one in Jurassic Park, the chain doesn't actually do anything. The goat just runs away as soon as he's dispensed from the dispenser, which means you can't sort of recreate that iconic shot of the goat just standing there waiting to be eaten, scaring nearby children, and then the T-Rex just appearing and chomping down on it. So that's a bit of a shame, but you will see in the cinematics the T-Rex hunting and eating a goat. Took some doing. It took a lot of recording before I got a sequence that I was happy with. It's a bit like being a wildlife photographer sometimes, making these videos. Just one that gets to do it from the comfort of their own home rather than sitting in the Arctic for 3 weeks or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the finished sequence. It's probably my favourite set of cinematics for an episode so far, I think. And we are almost finished with Carnivore Country. It is time to introduce its star resident, Rexy. So thank you so much for watching as always. I will see you again on Tuesday when we will be building Velociraptor Valley, which I am very excited about. Stick around for the cinematics where we will see Rexy in his full glory. And I will see you on Tuesday for the next episode of Building Jurassic Park. Thanks for watching.